this video, I'm going to go over why you must have a size chart on your Amazon apparel and fashion listing, and also what constitutes a good size chart for Amazon. So the first thing is why you must have a size chart. Well, Amazon fashion, clothing, and apparel is already among the top two categories along with electronics with the highest return rate at around 18%. And why is this? Obviously, this is because the customer cannot physically try on the clothing through e-commerce like you would in a store, right? So if they get the product through the mail and then they try it out and the size is wrong, obviously they're going to go return it. So this is why you must have a size chart, because then it showcases precise measurements for the customer's precise size and what fits them perfectly, right? So a size chart allows customers to make precise decisions on the preferred sizing to reduce return rates. Now, obviously this will not permanently negate return rates. Return rates on Amazon is a normal thing. It always happens, especially for fashion and clothing, it will happen. But a size chart is what will make it so that it'll reduce your return rate by a large margin, especially if it's a really good size chart and really easy to read, right? So long gone are the days where you can just list a size chart with a small, medium, large, and not the precise measurements. People want precise sizing. They want to have the best fit. So we have to do our best to showcase the best fit to them. Now, what constitutes a good size chart on Amazon? The first thing is it must be visible. And the second thing is it must be easy to understand, specific to each subcategory. So we can have a look here. So this is Lee Men's Regular Fit Straight Leg Jean, one of the biggest jean brands on Amazon and in retail, right? They do over 491,000. I want to showcase to you just how many variations they have, right? For the width and length of all these jean sizes. It can be in the thousands, right? Now we have a look at the size chart. So this size chart is perfect. If I can just zoom in a little bit. So why is it perfect? So they include the size, the waist, the hip, what measurement, the inches, and also what constitutes what, the waist, the inseam, and the hip length, right? So this makes it as easy as possible for a customer to choose exactly what's the best fit for them. From the size, they can choose 26, 30, and then it gives a precise measurement in inches, the waist, the hip, and also what constitutes the hip waist, what's the hip, what's the inseam, right? So this is perfect. This is a perfect example of what a size chart should look like, because it gives all the precise measurements for a customer to make a proper decision. And it's also one of the main images. Some brands like to showcase the size chart in the A+ content. We don't recommend that, because the first thing customers are going to see on Amazon is your main images, right? Lots of time they'll make a purchase, they'll buy a product without even looking at the A+ content, right? So we want to include a size chart in this main area here. Even we can have a look at Levi. Levi's, similar to Lee's, they have a size chart like this. It's very specific. It shows a lot of information, so you can make the best decision on what the best size is. Similar to here, they have the waist, they have the seat, the thigh, the inseam, all the measurements. Because especially for something like jeans, it's very specific. If the size is even a little bit off, they're going to return the product, right? Even if you go on the A+ content, what they did was very good here too. Right here, they show how to measure it, right? So the waist is up here, the seat, the thigh, the inseam. And then they also include the size chart here. So if this is what the biggest brands are doing on Amazon, which are getting the most sales, the best thing to do is just copy what they're doing and just provide these charts similar to this. Another thing is you want to apply the correct measurement or the correct, the inseam, the length, whatever is used for that specific product. For example, jeans will be different for leggings and skirts, right? So for leggings and skirts, they include an inseam, a waist, a hip measurement. For jeans, they will include a waist, hip, and length measurements, right? So for example, if we go here, this is for jeans, the waist, the seat, the thigh. And then if you go to a listing like for leggings, it'll show the fit, the waist, the hips, and the inseam. So you want to make sure what your audience's intended measurements are for what they want to be measured for that product. Obviously, if a t-shirt and a dress will be different measurements, right? A dress will be more specific compared to a t-shirt. So you want to apply which one's the correct one for each product. Another reason as to why this listing and this size chart is so good is because it's very specific in every single measurement. So for example, they have three different variations. They sell biker shorts, capri length, and full length. If you have a look, the size changes. And also, if you look at the chart, if you look at the inseam, so this is the one thing that'll change. For the inseam for the biker short, you can see it's at 8, then it goes to 18, 20, and then it goes to 27, 29, 29. This is how specific your size chart should be, right? Especially for a listing like this with making this much revenue and unit sales, we want to reduce as much returns as possible. And that's by making it as easy for the customer to see what the good measurement is. See how this is, it's not too overwhelming too. It's very easy to read. It shows you what is being measured exactly, and it's the third image, right? So we want to make it as easy as possible for customers. Now, what we don't recommend is doing this. So this is Van Housen. This is a very big brand. So even they're making a mistake like this. Um, if you look at the images, they don't have a size chart in the main images, right? So that can be a little bit iffy. Customers want to see the images. How they do it is they have a size chart at the bottom here. Now look at how overwhelming this looks, right? It can be so confusing with all these measurements, especially because for dress shirts, they have so many different options. So, and look at how small the button is. So most customers might not even realize that there is a size chart. They might just leave the page or just buy it, and then they get the wrong size, and then they get a refund, they return it. And so including this down here is, you can include this, but we recommend also having an image in your A plus content or on your main images of the size chart. Like this can be very overwhelming. While if you look at Tommy Hilfiger, they do the same thing. So they have a size chart here also, but this is more specific. But they also have a main image of a size chart, and it's so much easier to read this compared to this, right? People just want to look at the images, and they give examples of what the measurement is: the neck, the chest, the sleeve. They say it's in inches, and then everything. So you want to make sure that your graph or your size chart is in your images first, and then you can also include a more specific size chart on the side here. Another point you want to emphasize on is you want to use consistent sizing across all product listings to avoid confusion. So for example, if you sell a lot of variations of cardigans, make sure the right measurements and the right centimeters, inches is being used across your entire listing, so it's easy for the customer to understand, especially if they're buying multiple variations. Another thing is you want to make it as clear as possible as to what measurement you are using. So if you want to use inches or centimeters, you want to indicate in your images on your size chart which one is being used. And also which marketplace you are selling it also matters a lot. So for example, this brand right here, they're a very big women's brand. So this is on the Amazon UK marketplace. And for some reason, they have a size chart for Amazon US, the recommended US size, small US 4-6, medium US 8-10. Now, why is this an issue? Well, this is an issue because the US and the UK have different sizes. The US is about, so here, US is, for extra small, it's a 0, and the UK is a 4, right? So people like to use like a universal chart. So for example, here, the US size is 2 sizes smaller than the UK size for women. So a 0 is a 4, a 2 is a 6, a 4 is an 8, a 6 to 10. So if this is on the UK marketplace, and most people won't even read that it's a US size, they'll just read the size chart and they'll pick whatever size it is, and then they'll get the order and realize that it's too small or it's too big because the wrong measurement was used for this. So you have to be very specific for what marketplace you are selling in. They need to include a UK size chart here. Now, if we look on the US listing, this is Amazon US. This is where they use the US size chart right down here. So they have it here. Now they have the US size chart, right? So you want to account for what marketplace you're selling in and also what the measurement used for that is, and then apply that in your size chart. Or else you're going to get a lot of refunds. So I bet you their UK account gets a lot more refunds than the US ones because the size chart is off. Now, what is the point of all this? Obviously, by providing a detailed and accurate size chart, you will reduce the likelihood of returns due to sizing issues and improve your overall customer satisfaction and your account health. A lot of returns can reduce your Amazon account health, and that will now let you do some programs like Amazon Prime before you try, stuff like that. But take into regard, customers are still clueless. They might not even read the size chart, and they'll buy the wrong size and then return the item, and then returns will happen. And Amazon will always choose the customer over the seller. That's how it is. It's customer centric. So what we can do is we can do our best to minimize, especially in a category like clothing and apparel where it's already so high for return rates. We can do our best to showcase the best to our ability what the size is. All right. We want to act like our customers are kids. Make it as easy for them to understand through images. So for images like these and this and this, we want to include all this to make it the best to our ability. We showed you the best size. So it's a very big a point you want to do. Hopefully this video helped to showcase why a size chart for your Amazon fashion and apparel listing is so important. If you need more help or are interested in looking at ways to scale, at Amazon Fashion, we're an Amazon fashion agency. We know specifically how to help you scale and reduce return rates, launch seasonal product catalogs, and such. So if you're interested, please feel free to reach out to us. You can email us at contact@amazioworks.com or just leave a comment here in the description. Have a good day. Hope you enjoyed the video.